Hey, my name's Grace.
And my name's Hannah, and we're going to be talking about how we use technology in research.
First of all, when we found out that we had to create a film, we really didn't know anything about how, like we knew films, obviously we watch them, but we didn't know like the steps and the production process to making a film. So when it came to researching, we went on a few websites, which was like IMDb,
which really helped us go into different genres of film and helped us pick which genre we wanted to do.
And it helped us find out more about the filmmakers and their biographies and what kind of plot summaries, like what plots really made us jump, because at that time we didn't have a script either, and we didn't really know what kind of film we wanted, what kind of genre we wanted. We also looked at BBC films, short films, because since our film only had to be like 5 minutes long, we looked at BBC short films.
And we looked at a range of different videos.
So we did drama, we did looked at all different...
Drama, romance, love,
drama,
horror,
rom-com, which wasn't one of our favourites.
We looked at everything.
We looked at everything basically, and
from there we decided which genre we wanted to do. So we decided to go to the horror genre, and so after we decided what genre we wanted to do, we looked at more videos specifically in that genre.
And we specifically looked at camera angles, the lighting, the sound, and like the different techniques that they use in that certain film, and how we could also bring that into the film that we were going to create.
And it was really helpful because, of course, we watch horror films, but it's quite difficult to make it a horror film. It has to be on point, and looking at the different types of videos and searching up on Google, it really helped us develop our ideas on what we wanted.
Because with horror, it's a challenge. Like, you've obviously got to make the
audience jump.
And also, another thing that led to that was our research on SurveyMonkey. That helped a lot because we didn't know. Obviously, we decided that our genre was going to be horror, but we didn't know how to make it a horror film. What to include inside our horror film. So we were a bit, so we decided to use SurveyMonkey, which is basically a website that helped us create a survey. And the good thing about SurveyMonkey is that it's really quick and easy.
Instead of like printing out loads of surveys and handing out and then doing the database itself, it allows other people just to do it online, and it creates the database. So it's very easy to access, very easy just to do everything.
Questions that we asked were like, what kind of setting would you like the film to be set in? For example, a church, a graveyard, a forest. Like, we came with different ones, and that kind of really helped shape the basis of our film. And we also used social networking to help us do our surveys, because with SurveyMonkey it's an online survey, so that means that we have to find some way of people completing the work. So what we did was, we both have Facebook accounts.
Yeah, and we just posted it on Facebook, and we had loads of people, our friends, family, just doing the survey for us. And that was, really helped a lot.
Gave us a really,
And it's so much more convenient for them as well, because they can be at home doing it.
5 minutes.
Whereas we wouldn't have to stop them.
Actually.
Yeah, 2 minutes. And we wouldn't have to stop them throughout the day when they're busy just to answer our surveys. So it was very convenient for everyone.
Yeah. And another use of technology that we used was the search engine Google, which helped us a lot when it came to research and finding out about all the practices of technology, and
the different sort of things that you need in a horror film. We use Google to search up different
other films,
to see what they have done and what was good about it and what we could use in our own film.
Yeah, and that YouTube helped a lot as well, because through that we could see other films that were made and the responses
that they got,
the responses that they got, and how they would have changed that. So that helped a lot with YouTube, which is such a massive website that people communicate with. And with Google also, it helped us as well, because when it came to filming time,
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not God, and we don't know. We don't know
what the
we don't know what the weather
like.
was going to be like. Let's just say we had certain times when the weather wasn't our best, like when it started raining, and the camera basically switched off on us because it was okay. That was the bad side, but yeah. So Google's a lot of help with the weather.
Yeah, it really helped.
That concludes technology for us, doesn't it?
For research,
For
yeah.
research, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we use technology while we're planning our film. So let's start off with Microsoft. We used Microsoft a lot during this stage. We used it to create our script, our contract, our risk assessment, briefs, all those lists that we had, all those notes that we needed, all our documents were used on Microsoft. So it was really helpful because
with Microsoft, like, you can create something, and obviously when we created it, it was easy for us to hand it out instead of if we did it by hand sort of thing. We would have to order it by hand, and we'll have a copy of the script.
And you would never lose it. You saved on your computer. So if you did use the copy you had, you could easily go back and print it off. Yeah. So it was very helpful.
And also the way we got many of our actress contracts and all our risk assessments done was through email. Basically, we would send it to each other because we were a group of 3, so you know, sending it to each other was essential for us to have communication there, so that we wouldn't lose the plot and think someone else did it but another person didn't. So Hotmail and Outlook helped us a lot, basically.
Especially when we delegate each task to each member of our group, and say if we did it at home, it would be easy send it from my house to her, and she would get it through email. So it was very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Animatic. We used iMovie to create our Animatic, and so our Animatic came from our storyboard. And
an Animatic storyboard is basically it's like an animation that helps you basically have a vision of your film.
Yeah, it's like screenshots of our storyboard.
That we had to handle that.
Yeah, we did it by hand, and we just put it together, and it just looked like a rough cut of what our film would be like. And
that helped a lot because when you write the script, there's obviously certain things that might not work, and because that was the first vision that we saw of our film, the first picture that we saw of our film, and it helped a lot because we were able to, the things that we didn't like or the things that we could change or crop out of the script before we did the filming, so that it'll help. Do you get it? So that it'll help us not do excess filming for no reason and waste time.
It just gave us a really good idea of what we wanted and what we didn't want.
Yeah.
So yeah, we also, another technology that was really helpful during this stage was our mobile phones. This was helpful because I could easily just text her, call her, if anything had to be done, whether we had to meet up and plan this. It was very easy just to contact each other.
Even our actors, and to get them to accept to become our actors, we had to contact them, and through phone was really quick and easy.
Yeah, phone and Hotmail was very easy just to contact our main actor, and in our film we only have one actor, so it was easy for us to contact him, make sure that he knows when we're meeting up, when we're going to film, what he's going to need.
He knows his lines and his script.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we use technology within our filming and editing process. So the camera that we used to film was a Panasonic camera, and this was very high tech and high quality.
There were 2 cameras actually. There was the Canon one, which was a lower quality, which we tried that one first before we used the Panasonic one, and we weren't too pleased with the quality. So we used the Panasonic camera instead, which was bigger and better.
And all of our clips were in HD, and we really like the fact that our clips are in HD, because that means our overall video film will be in excellent quality and will be a joy to watch.
And we also used iMac computers, the world of iMac. We love the iMac computers because they were really, really easy to use when it came to editing.
Yes.
And when it came to putting our films, importing our films and exporting certain clips that we didn't like, certain films that we did like, they were really, really easy to use. So
there's many applications in iMac that helped us throughout the process, like iMovie and Final Cut Pro. So that's the application that we use to edit our film, and it is quite difficult.
Very difficult.
At the beginning, it's very difficult to.
Very, very difficult. But after we had a go on it, because we did a preliminary task, and when we did that, I think we all found it very difficult.
Well, I found it very easy.
Okay, I found it difficult, but in the end, with all shared time of editing, it really, really it got easy to use, and I can honestly say that I know how to use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. She can't be. Yeah. No, we should cut this down. It's just me. Why? Okay, I'll cut it before we laugh.
Yeah, we'll cut it before.
Okay, so Final Cut Pro. Okay. So yeah, she found it quite difficult to use Final Cut Pro, and I find it at the beginning, it is quite difficult, but with me, I kind of adapted quite easily. So after the first few tries, it was quite easy to use for me, and yeah. And if we did have any trouble, we would Google it, or we have a book, which told us all about the application. So
we used QuickTime.
yes.
When we finished our that was the way
the way we exported our film.
that was the format that we used to export our film. We use it because it's known around the world, and also
it's on most
computers. Therefore, our audiences wouldn't have a problem with accessing our movies, and so we used QuickTime, which our quality came out really good with that as well. So we were pleased with that.
It didn't distort or anything like that, so it came out the way we wanted to. And sometimes when you do your work on, say, Final Cut Pro, and when you export it, it completely changes, and luckily that did not happen with us.
We also use sites like YouTube to put it on. We put up our movie on YouTube, so you can find it on YouTube. Mr. Smith Final Edit.
And we also posted that up on Facebook.
On Facebook as well.
Another very, very important part of technology
device
that we use was our external hard drive. It's a humongous USB.
It's big.
And obviously without that, none of our work would be in one place, especially with so much files and take up so much space. And
even on our own iMac, we didn't have enough space to save everything. For example, from our poster to our trailer to all the clips that we recorded to our movie, it was just too much for us to keep on our
computer. So that really helped, because it just allowed us to save it in one place and
keep everything in order as well.
Yeah, we had a folder of our own, and everything was in there, so we know that there will be nothing missing, nothing like that. So yeah.
And also when it came to the filming part, we also used the microphones. That was the boomers. That was one thing that we used as well. The boomers were a really big help, because the first attempt that we had with the boomers failed miserably. We didn't know how to use them properly, and but I suppose that's all the part of learning how to use them, I suppose. But we didn't have to use them properly, and the second time around we did, so that helped a lot, because we've only got we don't have a lot of sound in our, a lot of speech in our film. So for us to have a speech that was perfect was essential, basically.
Yeah, because it was the only speaking part. It had to be perfect. It had to be right. So that helped.
That helped a lot as well. I'm going to talk about how we used technology in our poster and in our film trailer.
So for our film trailer, we
For our film,
you sure? Yeah.
No.
I just did we.
Okay. We're going to talk about how we used technology to produce our trailer and
Our poster. So let's start off with our poster.
With our poster we used Photoshop.
And yeah, again, this program is at first quite difficult to get used to, but I was already familiar with the program, so it was quite easy for me to use all the tools. Yeah, I thought it was quite easy to use.
Yeah. And it took me about 1 hour to crop out a certain the male figure in our photo. So that comes to show that in our team, there's always one person that's good at something, and there's always one person that's. Because, for example, you did, she, basically, she did, was
I was
able.
quite good with the
Yeah.
technological side of things, like all the applications. It was easy. I could learn it easily. Whereas other people who
Whereas I came up, we came up
with
with
the
the
whole idea and concept,
yeah.
and they would always, everyone would always have a bit to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Photoshop was one
Photoshop
program.
as well. And one of the certain things that we used was, for example, the select button and the deselect button, which helped us move the
Object.
yeah. So different layers, which helped us move different layers from, for example, the church that we did and the trees behind. And also one thing that helped a lot with us was colour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The way we used our colour in Photoshop.
Yeah, there's options on Photoshop available which allowed us to make, because we wanted our poster to be a lot more darker, that helped us a lot, that application, editing the photos, the colour, how much colour you want to show, the intensity, the opacity.
Because we really wanted it to link in with our drama, which was link in with our genre, which was horror. So we really wanted that whole dark effect and that whole gloomy effect to really, work.
And
so that helped a lot.
a few objects like the text, the outline of the male character had an outer glow on it. So that, I think that gave an added effect that it gave just like a very scary look, and it really fit well with our genre and our film.
That's true. And even adding the text and the slogan at the bottom, which helped a lot.
The text is the font of the text was very creepy, and it did really it just fit in so well with our film. And
with Photoshop, we really got what we wanted out of our poster.
Yeah,
I think
it was exactly what we wanted.
Definitely.
So yeah, there was many tools there that helped us achieve what we wanted.
And that was for our poster. With our trailer, we used a digital recording suite, otherwise known as a studio, which we used to do our voiceovers and add in sounds, and we recorded also the voice that we used as our narrator for.
Yeah, so we wanted to add some of the stuff that we had in our film into our trailer. Obviously, there isn't much speech in our film, so the most important part, I think, and we all think, is the screen, and we have that. And I think it's very.
I think the essential to get our genre right, which was horror, obviously, to get it right, it was all based on the sound, because there was a time when we watched our movie without no sound, and we were still a bit confused about whether we had got it right or not. So therefore, we used websites like.
We use royalty-free websites, which we found on
for example,
Google.
sounddog.com.
Sounddog.com.
That would help a lot.
So yeah, it was very important for us to get the right music, because without that, then our film wouldn't be what it is today. And it's very important that you get the right one, so it just goes really well. And I think for our film and for our trailer, the sound, the music that we have goes really well, and it just the trailer is what we wanted it to be. It has that trailer feel, and we're really happy with it.
Yeah.
Thank you
for watching our video on
how we use technology in all the different stages of our
Production.
production, and we hope you enjoyed listening to what we have done and what we've used.
Bye.